What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 3 episode. You guys, the finale is next week. Mona said you only getting 2 fucking episodes. And y'all better be okay with that. Look, we okay with it, Mona. We are. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with, Trick out there yelling outside of Trina's place, yo, 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 And they are so happy, at least Trina's so happy to see that Trick has made it. Trick said that even though he'd been pissed with everybody for putting his shit out there in them streets, and you guys actually told me that he was mad that VH1 put his mugshot on their website, not necessarily the mugshot was public record, but that VH1 did it, so that's why he was mad. But anyway, he said that he couldn't let Trina down because her mom had been there from when he was a child, so they grew up together, so he had to make sure that he came. So good. Trina's sister is also there. She got there late last night. She actually looks like Trina, but just the calm, quiet one. And just everybody is just, the mood is just a little down. Not no overwhelming histrionics, no emotional outbursts and everything, but just everybody just kind of that very somber mood. But Bobby is there, and Bobby is trying to make sure that he keeps the mood light, and they say that they are going to have this celebration of Trina's mother's life, today. They're going to have the ceremony out at the beach. Trina said that she didn't want to make it be sad. She wants it to be fast. Everybody say what they have to say, and then they'll come back to the house and they'll celebrate. So they do have the ceremony at the beach. They have a picture of her. They have the urn out there. I thought they were going to spread the ashes, but they didn't. They just brought the urn. And then her family members were there. And everybody just basically got up there and said some really nice things about Trina's mom. Like I said, Trick said that he grew up, and she was there, and she must have been like the baddest mama in the neighborhood. You guys know how it's always that one mama that everybody likes in the neighborhood. Okay, well, she was that one. They all wanted their wives to be like how Trina's mama was. And then Bobby got up there and mentioned how, he found out that Joy and Trick were together because Trina's mom had told Joy that she needs to go on and be with him. Okay, so he was just like, so she's responsible for the two of you guys to be together. And I was like, oh, look at that there. Okay, little history we got there in this ceremony. But then, after everybody else got up there and speak, Trina and the sister went up there and they just kind of had a moment of silence. And it actually was very sad, you guys. I was just like, very proud of Trina, because that first birthday after my mom had died, and granted it had been almost a year. It had been almost a year that my mom had been dead, and then it was her birthday because she died right after her birthday. I was a mess. So for Trina to be able to do this, and her mom had just died a few months prior, and she was able to kind of keep it together, I was just like, good. But you can just see it's just like that real deep, profound, look, I'm going Michael Eric Dyson, y'all, that profound sadness though that just stays with you for a long time when you lose something like this. I feel bad for her, but the ceremony was actually very nice. I mean, I had a little, the tear didn't come down, but the eyes was watery. Now later on we see back at the house, Joy is in her room and Trick comes in there, and Trick is feeling some kind of way, you guys. So look at Trick trying to be emotional. So he come in there and he was just like, man, why did Bobby have to say what he said at the funeral? And she was just like, what you mean? Him saying how Trina's mom, what's her name? Was it Vanessa? I think it's Vanessa. How she said that we needed to be together. And he was just like, yeah. And it actually was an interesting conversation that these two had, and you kind of see where the breakdown happened there. Joy said that she just had her life so wrapped up in Trick's life that she forgot about herself, which many, many women will tell you about their relationship. But she said it hadn't got so bad that she felt like when she did leave, when they did finally separate, that he didn't even really care, because when they were together, he never told her that he loved her. He never told her that he cared. He never told her she looked nice, all of that. Now you can look at Trick and tell that he ain't really the touchy-feely type. Okay. And I guess he thought he was doing something, he was like, well, I, would order you a bag or buy you a bag. She was just like, but see, that's not really, nobody cares about that kind of thing. She felt like she missed, she felt like her man never told her those things, and that it just was just like, well, why am I even here in the first place? But then he started to say like, well, do you think that I don't care? And she was like, well, now it don't really matter because we not together. And I don't look like Joy wanted to be together anymore. But then he was like, well, if you would have, did this, that, and the other. And she started crying. And that's when I was like, oh, this done touched a little bit of something. She said, no, don't do that. She said, that is not true. Do not do that. I have, always been supportive. I've always been there. I always appreciated everything. So don't do that. So I was like, well, that was kind of real. He said that he's a changed man. He probably could benefit from having a good woman in his corner and everything. I don't know if that ship is sailed though with him and Joy. It's obvious that Joy still cares for him in some sort of way. I don't know if it's enough for them to be getting back together. And then we go back into the other room and we see that everybody is celebrating, like they said that they were. They got the shots poured out, everybody's taking their shots. Trina goes into the other room and she just tries to pray. She said that her spirituality has been affected since, her mom died. Oh, you guys, I could just tell you guys so much. Woo! But she's just trying to get herself back on the right track. So she says she's not okay, and really just doesn't know when she is going to be okay, but she's just going to try to take it a day at a time and try to, get herself back together. But yeah, I felt so bad for Miss Trina. So Hood Brat goes to see Brisco. He's in the studio, he's doing his rap, whatever. When he gets a break, comes out and he's talking to her, and she tells him how she found out that her man Kenny, is married. Not just got a girlfriend, is fully married. And Brisco, I don't know if he's really friends with Kenny or what, but Brisco was trying to take up for Kenny. Are you sure? Yeah, she's sure. She knows for a fact that he married. She's mad about it. He ain't said nothing or anything. And he was like, I'm going to call Kenny and tell him to get you a Chanel bag. She was like, I don't want no fucking Chanel bag. See, this is the problem right here. Why motherfuckers think that they can just buy you a bag and everything could be okay? But Brisco, because he's coming from where he's coming from, he's like, people make mistakes. And, he knows he made his own mistakes, with Shello, and, he was doing whatever. And then when he went to jail, he turned over a whole new leaf. And so, she ought to just kind of let Kenny explain and give him just give him a pass on this one. Well, Hood Brat don't know if she can do that. But she do know that she was really fucking with him, and I could tell that she really liked him. And I thought that he was a good enough dude. So hopefully there's more to this story here. But Brisco say he gonna talk to Kenny. And we're going to see if we can find out a little bit more on why Kenny thought that it was irrelevant for him to let Hood Brat know that he was married. Now, speaking of Brisco and Shello, Brisco takes Shello to go look at this really nice house. 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It's all modern. Your whole typical Miami little look. And, of course, the house is beautiful. Who wouldn't want to move into something like that? He said he can't afford it, though, but he just kind of trying to... I was just like, so what we doing? Are we moving in this house or not? So when they started talking about the place, he was just like, I just want to see, if we can do this. And she was like, do what? And he was like, just move in here with me in here. I can't be in this house all by myself. I said, nigga, you can't be in the house at all. You just said you can't afford it. But I guess he gonna try to make it work. I mean, these 2,000 an episode checks that he get from Mona, maybe, he could put something else with it. And so anyway, he wants to get back together. He's not trying to be out there, he's a changed man, jail change him, blah, 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 blah. you know, she was like, well, if we are going to do this, you know, you got to be different. Like, you got to be home. You can't be staying out all night drinking and drugging and doing whatever the fuck else you'd want to do. You know, you got a family. I'm going to be in this house. You know, we going to do shit right. He said, oh, yeah, it's going to be right. It's going to be right. And she was just like, well, you know, looking around. I said, girl, you ain't even moving in there. So I don't even, he sold you a false dream. But she was just like, yeah, well, okay, well, we can, you know, I can move in. Okay. And he was just like, yes, like he got her. I said, oh, okay. Y'all know they do make you sign at least a 1-year lease, right? Now, Miss Amara La Negra, she said, the last few days without MJ around has been weird and I'm starting to feel it. She's telling us that she misses him. She's telling the mom that she misses him. Now, the mom, you know, under no terms is the mom trying to have MJ back. And, you know, the mom is talking to her in Spanish, but she's just telling her, like, you know, you do really well. You do. Well, I always got to get a mom with an accent. The mom said that you're doing fine. You got your career. You a Mara La Negra. You know, you don't even really need MJ like that. I know, Mom, but I just can't stop caring about him. The mom was like, no, you need somebody that you can rely on, okay? Somebody with a few coins. That's not living off your bread. I did tell you guys last week that they are still together as of right now. Yes, they are still together. So, whatever the mama done told her, you know, about La Negra already done made up her mind. Oh, I got the hiccups. Made up the mind what she gonna do. Let me try to get these hiccups together, you guys. Hold on one second. All right, let's see if they're gone. So she was like, so the mama was just like, look, these 2, 3, 4 days is normal. You usually miss a nigga right after they leave like that, so don't be making no rash decisions right now. Amara La Negra goes on to say, I have a problem with Prima Donna. I said, girl, you don't want no problem with Prima Donna, and you don't want no problem with Annie. I'm looking at them girls, and I'm saying, yeah, they look like they can fight. I really thought that we were building a friendship, and that she could have called and told me that she was going to bring my man's ex-girlfriend to the lunch. But whatever. Suki is having this Brown Girls event. We're going to talk about that in a minute because you guys know I've rearranged this out of order. Suki is having this Brown Girls event, and you know that's very important to Amara La Negra, so she's going to go to that, and that's going to hopefully get her mind off of all of this heartbreak with MJ. Let's jump over to the Baps. So Suki and Chameleon, they are at this location. Actually, Chameleon comes and visits Suki at this place, and Suki is telling her how Suki wants to have this event for brown girls, for black girls out there. You know, that whole conversation that she had at the radio station about the colorism in the music industry, you know, that was something that was close to her heart. And so she feels like, you know, maybe she needs to have like a event for, you know, to empower the younger, you know, the younger generation of girls, you know, the dark-skinned girls that's coming up under her that, you know, are facing these challenges, and so maybe they can empower them and help them and all of that. And listen, this is all very 100% very good. Okay, this is the kind of things that I would like to see with Suki. Suki can be with the shit too, but you know, you need balance in life. So I think that that's good that she's trying to do that. The thing is though, it's just like all of a sudden you guys want us to just look at Suki this way when for fucking 8 episodes she been ignorant as fuck. But she say she love her black women and it's her responsibility, you know. We ain't heard nothing else about, what was old girl's name that's supposed to been with Trick Daddy that she fought, Nikki Natural. They didn't stop talking about Nikki Natural. She ain't loved all black women when she was doing all that mess. She wants everybody to know Destiny, not Suki, the character. And all of us practicing sisterhood because we all go through the same things. You know, I want to make sure that every woman out there knows that we all go through the same things. And you got dark skin, I'm going to be there for you in this. I was just like, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much. And, you know, I just wish that Love and Hip Hop would not be trying to tackle all these social, all these things that's going on that have serious subjects to it. But it feels so trivial because it's not believable because you have been presenting a certain person a certain way the whole entire time, okay? But then you guys go and throw something up in there like you all of a sudden want to get conscious. Just stick with the ignorant. We don't expect you guys to be conscious and be trying to give... Look, we just here for the entertainment's sake. We don't need to have Suki all of a sudden telling us, you know, all of this. But it's good if that's really how she feels. What she stands for now is all about positivity. So, the event. Miami Tip is there. Suki said she did it up. She got her brown balloons up there. You know, she got a little sippy sip. You know, she got wings. I said, fuck it. It is a party. Good Brat shows up. Amara La Negra is there. Prima Donna is there. And when Amara La Negra sees Prima Donna, there's some tension there. So I was just like, okay, what this gonna be? Amara La Negra is like, this event is a good chance to hang with my sister. But when I saw Prima Donna, I got mad all over again. I said, girl, what you gonna do, Amara? Now, we know you're not no fighter. We don't want you to be a fighter. You too cute to be fighting. You better quit the fuck looking like you gonna do something to Prima Donna. Okay, that bitch look like she don't fight fair. Okay, but yeah, Amara La Negra is going on and on about Prima Donna being rude and mean, and she don't like that. So anyway, they sit down at the table. And they're talking about their experiences with colorism. I don't know about you, but I was very offended. I know that Miami Tip did not mean this the way that it came out, because I've said some shit, then afterwards I had to edit it out because I'd be like, now that is not what I meant. So, but when Miami Tip said that she used to always, oh, fuck, I done broke my nail. When the shit did that happen? Look at that. I'm about to soak them off anyway, but look at that. It's supposed to look like that. But anyway, when Miami Tip said, yeah, I used to, you know, want people to think that I was black, and I used to wear my hair all nappy and dry, you know, just so that I could pay. I said, excuse me. Now, Rocky done been a whole bunch of things when she was younger, but this motherfucking head was never nappy and dry. Did you really just say that? And nobody called you on it or anything? I was just like, yeah, that don't come, and it definitely don't sound good when a light-skinned girl says something like that. I would have immediately been like, excuse me, nappy and dry? Okay? Nah. Anyway, I'm sure she didn't mean it that way. That's how it came out, and then, you know, you can't go back and change shit after you say it and it's been recorded. But, you know, everybody's giving their experiences. We get around there to Amara La Negra. She starts on and on. When I first started in the industry, it was very difficult for me because the Latinos, they look at me, they say my skin is too dark, but the black people don't accept me because of my accent as a Latina. And she's going on and on. And Prima Donna's over there. And she was like, well, what do you just identify as? Okay. And Amara La Negra looks at her and she just is sort of like, and she doesn't really say. So then Suki is looking at them, going back and forth. And she was just like, Prima Donna's like, what's the problem? I just said, what do you identify as? What do you, I said, now you ain't watched the show for the last 2 seasons because she done went on and on. She's an Afro-Latina. She's black. She got dark skin. She this, she that. So she was just like, I was just asking, you know, I don't know why you getting so bent out of shape about it. Suki was like, well, what's going on with y'all? Y'all having a problem? So then Amara La Negra, she tries to go off on Prima Donna. Couldn't even write down what they were saying. I was confused. I honestly was confused with what was just happening here. I was like, what are they arguing about? Prima Donna was like, listen, I just tried to help your black ass out. Okay, and then told you about the no good nigga. You want to still be with him or under him and everything. You know, I was just trying to do my part, trying to help you. And while she probably was trying to help, you didn't go about it the right way. The thing with Amara La Negra is, instead of you just saying it, you got to have an attitude and go off on somebody, and that's exactly how you get your ass beat. Because really, this is just a conversation. This ain't an argument. But anyway, Amara La Negra was like, I'm ready to go. Thank you for inviting me. And Suki was like, okay. So everybody gets up in a huff. And everybody getting their shit and walking out. And Suki was just like, well, damn. Everybody always thinking about me being the one to turn up. But Amara La Negra and Prima Donna, whatever they got going on there, yeah, them two definitely was about to have some sort of problem. So when everybody's walking out, you hear somebody say, we better call security, like right now. Okay? I said, you ain't got to call security because Amara is not going to fight. Okay? But she get out there and, you know, Prima Donna was just like, what is your problem? Like, what is your problem with me? Why are you so upset? And Amara La Negra was like, I'm upset because you invited me out to lunch. We were supposed to be trying to have a relationship, and then you invite me out to lunch, and you didn't tell me that you was going to invite MJ's ex-girlfriend. You should have just called me and told me ahead of time. And Prima Donna was like, okay, I accept that. You ain't got to be getting all huffed up and puffed up in the shoulders and shit. Like, what the hell? Okay, all right, and I don't have any problem with you. I wish you a good day. And Prima Donna was like, fine, you have a good day too. Okay, goodbye. She said goodbye. Okay, and then they both, it was real aggressive though. That shit was real aggressive, and I was ready for somebody to swing on somebody. I guess Prima Donna ain't really trying to be fighting nobody on no show. Amada and Prima Donna's thing is not over. I'm sure there's gonna be way more drama next week between those two. But, we're gonna see if Amada do finally fight, but there's been 3 seasons and she hasn't. She gonna get disrespected next week, so we'll see. We'll see what that brings out. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get off of here, get me something to eat, and get it on back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Rocks. The channel's for It's Rocks, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.